Hello students, welcome back to the chapter D and F block elements. In the previous video lectures, we learned about atomic and ionic radii and also some of the chemical properties of transition elements. In today's video lecture, we are going to learn about preparation and chemical properties of potassium dichromate, that is K2Cr2O7, and along with that we are going to learn structure and uses of K2Cr2O7. It is one of the important preparation which is repeatedly asked in the exam for 3 marks. Let us begin our today's session with preparation of potassium dichromate. To get potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7, we use chromite ore or ferrochrome as one of the important component from which we can prepare potassium dichromate. The formula for chromite ore is FeOCr2O3, or in other words FeCr2O4. This preparation of potassium dichromate involves 3 major steps. Step 1. Conversion of chromite ore into sodium chromate. The process is known as roasting. Here the concentrated ore of chromite is mixed with sodium carbonate, also known as soda ash, and limestone, and the formula is calcium carbonate, which is roasted with excess of air in a reverberatory furnace, gives a yellow colored substance which is known as sodium chromate. The sodium chromate here formed is soluble in water. The limestone calcium carbonate is added to keep the mass porous so that oxidation becomes easy in the further steps. Let us write the equation. We have chromite ore FeOCr2O3 which is mixed with sodium carbonate in presence of excess of oxygen in reverberatory furnace. The process is roasting and there is a formation of Fe2O3, Na2Cr4 and 8 carbon dioxide, and which is gas. It is liberated. Sodium chromate, which is formed here, it is yellow colored substance, and which is along with Fe2O3, both are mixed with excess of water, or it is extracted with water, where sodium chromate is going to dissolve in water so that it is separated by filtration process, as Fe2O3 is insoluble in the water. By filtration process we can separate sodium chromate, and the carbon dioxide which is byproduct is liberated. So here the balanced equation for FeOCr2O3 plus 8 times Na2CO3 plus 7 times O2 gives rise to 2 Fe2O3 plus 8 Na2Cr4 plus 8 carbon dioxide. In the next step, it is conversion of sodium chromate into sodium dichromate. The sodium chromate which is formed in the first step is acidified with concentrated H2SO4 so that it can give sodium dichromate. Na2Cr4 which is formed in the first step is mixed with acid, forms sodium dichromate Na2Cr2O7, 2Na plus, and H2O is liberated. Further, in the third step, it is concentration of sodium dichromate into potassium dichromate. So here the concentrated solution of sodium dichromate is treated with potassium chloride, converts sodium dichromate into potassium dichromate by the liberation of sodium chloride. The potassium dichromate which is formed here is orange red colored crystal, and NaCl which is dissolved in a water, and NaCl is separated as a solution, and just by the filtration process we can get pure orange red colored crystals of potassium dichromate. Dear students, please remember these three steps and balance equation which will be asked for 3 mark in your exam. Moving further, next part of the video lecture, chemical properties of potassium dichromate. It is in acidic alkaline medium. So let us learn the reaction. Reaction with dilute H2SO4. We have potassium dichromate which is treated with dilute H2SO4 which gives rise to potassium sulfate, chromium sulfate and water, and there is a liberation of 3 nascent oxygen atoms. Dear students, please remember, as it is liberating nascent oxygen atoms, you can consider that potassium dichromate, it is one of the good oxidizing agent. Here there is a change in oxidation number of chromium from +6 to +3. So decrease in the oxidation number, we call it as reduction. Hence, acidified potassium dichromate is used as powerful oxidizing agent. First one, action of alkali. K2Cr2O7 which is treated with base like KOH or alkali gives rise to yellow colored substance K2Cr4 potassium chromate and water is liberated. Or in other words, the ionic equation Cr2O7 2 minus, that is dichromate ion which is treated with OH minus ion gives rise to CrO4 2 minus plus H2O. Both the reactions are same. In one it is complete reaction and the second one it is ionic equation. The same reaction with respect to acidic solution, K2Cr4 which is formed in the previous step which is treated with H2SO4 gives rise to K2Cr2O7 plus H2O. Along with that there is a liberation of K2SO4. So it means by the action of base with orange colored potassium dichromate gives yellow colored K2Cr4, and in acidic condition yellow colored K2Cr4 convert into orange colored K2Cr2O7. Its ionic equation is 2Cr4 2 minus treated with 2H plus ions gives rise to Cr2O7 2 minus plus H2O. If we maintain an equilibrium with respect to pH 4, the reaction between Cr2O7 2 minus plus water in equilibrium with 2Cr4 2 minus and 2H plus ions. The first component, that is dichromate ion, is orange in color, whereas the other one is yellow in color. The dichromate ion in acidic medium, H plus ion concentration increases, hence the equilibrium shifts to left side of the reaction and the solution turns to orange red colored K2Cr2O7, whereas in the second one the yellow colored substance K2Cr4 or Cr4 2 minus in alkaline medium, the OH minus ions combines with H plus ions forming water, shifts the equilibrium towards the right side of the reaction mixture and the solution turns yellow in color, that is the formation of K2Cr4. So you can understand, by the addition of base, orange colored substance turn into yellow colored substance, whereas by the addition of acid, yellow colored substance turn into orange colored substance. In other words, K2Cr2O7 will act as oxidizing agent in acidic medium. And this is the conclusion for K2Cr2O7. Hope you are getting the points. Moving to the next part of the video lecture, chemical properties of K2Cr2O7, in that oxidizing action of K2Cr2O7. So let us learn the reaction, that is oxidizing action of K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium. So here we have a dichromate ion Cr2O7 2 minus, which is going to convert into Cr plus 3 by the gain of 6 electrons and 14 H plus ions. Remember, it is acidic medium, H plus ions, that liberates 7 H2O. So the oxidation state of chromium in dichromate ion is plus 6, which converts to plus 3, and the process is decrease in the oxidation number and it is reduction. With this knowledge, we find the oxidation state of some of the elements. So oxidation of stannous Sn2 plus to stannic Sn4 plus. We have dichromate ion Cr2O72 minus, which converts into Cr plus 3 by the gain of 6 electrons and 14 H plus ions, that is in acidic medium, and gives rise to 7H2O. Sn2 plus, which is going to liberate 2 more electrons and become Sn4 plus. Just to balance the equation and cancel the electrons, we can multiply the second equation by 3, so that we can cancel total 6 electrons from the right side of second equation and left side of first equation. So upon simplification, the 6 electrons on either side get cancelled, and the final equation is Cr2O72 minus plus 3Sn2 plus 14H plus gives rise to 2Cr3 plus 3Sn4 plus and 7H2O. There is a change in the oxidation number of chromium from plus 6 to plus 3, and the process is reduction. Meanwhile, there is a change in oxidation number of Sn from plus 2 to plus 4. There is an increase in the oxidation number, and the process is oxidation. Hence, it is oxidation of stannous into stannic. Moving to the next one, oxidation of iodide I minus to iodine I or I2. We have dichromate ion Cr2O72 minus, which gives rise to Cr plus 3 by the gain of 6 electrons and 14H plus, again acidic condition, by the liberation of 7 water molecules. Here we have I minus iodide, which liberates 1 electron and becomes I. Just to balance the equation, we are going to multiply the second equation by 6 times, so that we can cancel the left side electrons into right side electrons. Upon simplification, we are going to get the equation as Cr2O72 minus plus 6I minus plus 14H plus gives rise to 2Cr plus 3 plus 3I2 plus 7H2O. Change in oxidation number of chromium from plus 6 to plus 3. Process is reduction. And change in the oxidation number of iodide to iodine from minus 1 to 0. Moving to the next one, oxidation of ferrous Fe plus 2 to Fe plus 3. Please pause the video and try to write the equation for this one. Let us continue. Cr2O72 minus, which gives rise to Cr3 plus by the gain of 6 electrons and 14H plus by the liberation of 7 water molecules. We have the second equation Fe plus 2, that is ferrous is converted into ferric by the loss of 1 electron Fe plus 3. Balance the equation by multiplying the second equation by 6, because there are 6 electrons on the left side in the first equation and we need 6 electrons to cancel in the second equation. Upon simplification, electrons on either side get cancelled, and the final equation what we get is Cr2O72 minus plus 6Fe plus 2 plus 14H plus ions gives rise to 2Cr plus 3 plus 6Fe plus 3 plus 7H2O. Change in the oxidation number of chromium is from plus 6 to plus 3. Process is reduction. Similarly, for Fe plus 2 changes to plus 3, and the process is oxidation. So we are learning oxidizing nature of potassium dichromate. Itself undergoes reduction and oxidizes other substances. Such substances are known as oxidizing agents. Moving to the next one, oxidation of sulfide S2 minus to sulfur S. We have dichromate ion Cr2O72 minus gives rise to 2Cr plus 3 by the gain of 6 electrons and 14H plus liberates 7H2O. We have sulfide S2 minus liberates 2 electrons and becomes sulfur S. Balance the equation by multiplying the second equation by 3, so that we can cancel the 6 electron from right side of the second equation with the 6 electrons of left side equation of the first one. Upon simplification, what we get is the final one, Cr2O72 minus plus 3S2 minus plus 14H plus ions gives rise to 2Cr plus 3 plus 3 sulfur plus 7H2O. Again, there is a change in the oxidation number of chromium from plus 6 to plus 3. process is reduction, and change in the oxidation number of sulfur from -2 to 0. Process is oxidation. Moving to the next one, oxidation of chloride Cl minus, and this process we practically done in our lab courses, and this is called as chromyl chloride test. So here we are going to learn formation of chromyl chloride. Formula is CrO2Cl2. We have potassium dichromate reacts with H plus ions or H2SO4 in presence of Cl minus. Here it is NaCl, gives rise to KHSO4, NaHSO4 and CrO2Cl2, and which is oily red colored liquid, and it liberates water molecule. Moving further, oxidation of alcohols. When potassium dichromate reacts with primary as well as secondary alcohol, both undergoes oxidation. So primary alcohols on oxidation gives aldehydes, further oxidation gives carboxylic acids. Whereas secondary alcohols on oxidation gives ketones, further oxidation gives carboxylic acids. And remember, here the carboxylic acid formed is having same number of carbon atoms which are there in the aldehyde or primary alcohol, whereas the carboxylic acid formed in the second stage, which is having one carbon less than compared to ketones or secondary alcohol. You learn this concept in alcohol chapter. Hope you are getting the points. Moving to the next part of the video lecture, that is structure and uses of potassium dichromate. Structure of chromate ion, that is CrO4 2-. This is tetrahedral in nature. Remember students, chromate ion is CrO4 2-. In this, one chromium atom is attached with 4 oxygen atoms, and the charge on the ion is 2-. 2- because 2 oxygen atoms are not satisfied its valencies. Oxygen is neutral if it is having 2 bonds like this. So as these two are having single bonds, minus charges must be there on the oxygen atom. Overall charge on the molecule is 2-. Similarly, structure for dichromate ion, the formula is Cr2O7 2-, and which is like this. Again, there is a presence of 2 tetrahedral molecules which are joined together by one of the oxygen atom with a bond angle of 126 degrees. 2 tetrahedral sharing one center. Chromium oxygen chromium bond angle is 126 degrees. Here also there is a presence of 2- charge. 2-, one oxygen atom minus charge, another oxygen atom minus charge, and this oxygen atom is satisfied its valency by sharing with 2 different chromium atoms. Moving further, uses of potassium dichromate. It is used as an oxidizing agent. For example, primary alcohols are converted into aldehydes, secondary alcohols are converted into ketones, etc. Sulfur dioxide to sulfuric acid, hydrogen sulfide to pale yellow colored precipitate of sulfur are all possible with respect to oxidizing nature of potassium dichromate. Further, in the manufacture of pigments and the manufacture of inks, potassium dichromate is used, and also in the manufacture of lead chrome and chrome alum, potassium dichromate is used, and in tanning of leather, and which is also used in the detection of chloride ion by chromyl chloride test. So these are the important uses of potassium dichromate. Thank you dear students. Hope you enjoy the session. Thank you all.